Back in London and ready to do some mud marking. So I'm here with Tobias and we're heading to the Thames. Here we are down the Slipway and onto the foreshore. Always an exciting moment. Here we go. Lovely area. A couple of people here already, hopefully one of whom is Mark, who we're going to meet up with as well. So we're going to see if we can find him. What is underneath the water that you can see? A jawbone with some teeth. Always a lot of bones on the foreshore. Another bone there. Nice rim, post-medieval redware, difficult to date. It's always worth turning over bits of pottery because you never know what interesting decoration there might be on the other side. It's nice mottled brown glaze. More of that mottled decoration. So this brown glazed ware, the black streaks in it are iron, so it's an iron rich glaze and it gives that nice mottled effect. Difficult to date, post-medieval. It's either going to be 17th or 18th century, I would think. Nice little stream here. It's always good where water is eroding the foreshore. We'll see what turns up. There's a bit of stoneware I can spot here. A lovely expanse of mud, but I'm not going out there even to pick up that shopping trolley because I don't know how deep it is, so we'll stay on the gravelly bits, I think, see what there is to be found. More post-medieval redware, which you get everywhere, of course. around stoneware. This tile has some interesting patterns on it, which makes me think it might be Roman. Let's have a look. You see that scoring on there? It could be, and I think it is, that would be the scoring for a hypercaust tile, a flue tile. So that a key in the mortar, so this wouldn't be seen, the mortar would go on that, and that would be up against the face of the wall. So yeah, I think that's our first Roman find, which is quite nice. So a bit of Roman London next to a bit of modern London. Happy with that. Always nice to find something with a name. The person who made it was proud enough to mark it, and that is Dalton of Lambeth. So that would be Victorian stoneware pot. Dalton must have made millions of these in their day, but it's nice to find a bit of one here. That is an old battery, in the middle of an old battery. Lots of shells. Lots of shapes you think are pottery and then turn out to be flint. That is an interesting little thing, isn't it? An unassuming piece of black pottery, but there's something about the rim that makes me think it's Roman greyware. So another little bit of Roman London, fresh off the foreshore. That's lovely. My, I wonder what fearsome creature that used to be. Some sort of amazing fish. Well, this looks like a fossil. If it is, it's the oldest find of the day. It's on flint and it looks like a fossil shell. But I'll post it online and see what the experts think. So yeah, the oldest find of the day so far. I do think it's another bit of Roman pottery with that sort of rounded ledge below the rim. I suppose it helped pick it up. So that's lovely to pick that up. That's my third piece of Roman from today, so very happy with that.
Knife handle.
Yes, that's really nice. A handle with bone or antler on it.
Oh God, yes.
And then obviously the whatever was there is rusted
Yes.
away. This one I picked up is interesting because it's obviously man-made, but it's so rough. I think it must be a support, like a kiln support, to support something that maybe would fit in there and hold it up out of the way of the other pots in the kiln. So I think it's probably a bit of Victorian stoneware kiln waste or separator. Nothing very old, I mean it's Victorian, it's the edge of a path, but it's got the name on it, of Stiff, which is a famous stoneware pottery from Lambeth, I believe, so it should be possible to get a slightly more accurate date for that piece. It really is a beautiful afternoon and just lovely to be here by the cool water of the Thames. I just kicked this over, and to my surprise and delight, it's a beautiful bit of slipware. So it's a Staffordshire style slipware, end of the 17th century right through to 1830 in London and beyond in other regions. But yeah, lovely pattern there, 2 stripes and then some feathering there. So yeah, pretty happy with that find. That's coming home with me.
Oh, that was a good signal.
Oh, okay. Might be a bit of shrapnel. Or...
Nothing really.
Yeah. Yep.
This iron.
Hello to these residents of the foreshore. Not sure what you are, but lovely to meet you. A glass bottle neck, but it's nice because it's got the original vulcanite stopper in it which says NBL, so the early 20th century, and I'll see if I can research who NBL were. Just there, a very distinctive shape, and it's a cream jug, Victorian stoneware. I've got a complete one at home so I can show you what the whole thing would have looked like. There's a bit here of like peaty soil with lots of old wood eroding out of it. So this might be prehistoric for sure. I'd love to be able to carbon date some of this wood and see how old it really is. One of my favourite finds, tin glazed earthenware. So this will be the base of a drug jar or an ointment pot with simple bands of blue cobalt decoration on top of the white tin glaze. Anything from 1650 to around 1800 at the latest. And then a little pipe, a Victorian one, broken, so I don't think I'm going to keep him. I think I'll throw him back to the Thames. Bye bye. So here are the finds from Wednesday. I went to the Thames. My favourite probably is this Staffordshire style slipware. I couldn't quite get all the concretion off it, but I think you can see it would have been a very, very lovely, huge baking dish. You could have baked or roasted a whole hog's head on that, I would have thought. Then that was the mottled earthenware glaze with the iron rich glaze there, just showing us the black stripes. Obviously a bit of tin glaze, which we like, so we've got our jug pot there, and also the rim of a saucer, probably quite late. That's probably going to be early 19th century. And that shows really the fragility of the tin glaze and how it so easily chips, which is why it was superseded by creamware and pearlware and the other more industrial produced earthenwares. Stoneware, so we've got our squidgy bit of kiln spacer there, which something would have been stuck into that to hold it up in the kiln. So that's a nice bit of manufacturing process. Perhaps part of an insulator or something electrical. G and R, not sure who they were. Some small bits of stoneware jugs. A fun bit there with someone's feet and shoes. Victorian harvest jug. I already mentioned that would be. And then the garden path edging by Stiff of Lambeth. So James Stiff founded his company in 1843, and it survived until 1913 when it was bought out by the other great stoneware producer Dalton of Lambeth. But that's nice. And there's an advert which I'll put up after this for James Stiff in 1882. They made bottles, jars, jugs, pans, sanitary stoneware, drain pipes, sewer air traps, telegraph insulators, chemical apparatus, art stoneware, crucibles, muffles, garden vases, pedestals, flower pots, and edgings like this one. So that could date from the 1880s, or maybe a little bit before or a little bit afterwards. So going back in time, we have our fossil shell there, which is quite nice, quite a big shell preserved in flint, and some Roman pieces. So we have our bit of hypercoursed flue tile there with the scored pattern on it, which was stamped with a roller, and some greyware. So these are rims, just below the rim that, with the little projection coming out, and exactly the same style on that one. So that's always nice to find. Bit of pimply tile, not sure how old that is, like an anti-slip surface. Could be quite old, I get the feeling, but I'm not sure. And sundry other bits, a modern support for a garden pot, and some various stoneware, earthenware, Oh yes, I was given that one by one of the others. Born of Denbigh, and just the edge of a design ginger beer bottle, late Victorian, an early 20th century vulcanite stopper, NBL. So I'm not sure what the NBL stands for. The L could be limited, L could be London, B could be brewery. They're normally brewing bottles. So that's nice to find, complete with the bottle top.